Hi, welcome back to my story time with Nana. I have a whole new story for you. I'm so excited. I can't wait to begin. Oh my goodness, this is the last story before they finally get to their home. Oh, I can't wait. Let's begin. Here we go. Chapter 9. The Halloway family had a great last night at the Little River RV Park. After the music festival, Mommy and Daddy invited Stuart and Allison's families over for some hamburgers and hot dogs. Both families accepted, and they spent the evening playing songs and singing around the campfire. It was the perfect ending to a perfect day. "Hey, rock stars!" Daddy yelled into the children's bedroom. "Let's move! Let's shake! Let's go out and investigate!" "Come on, guys!" James yelled, jumping from the top bunk. "Only one more stop till we're home." The girls climbed out of bed and started working towards getting the RV ready for travel. They were just locking up the RV when Mr. Nelson stopped by. "Morning, folks," he said. "I wanted to catch you all before you headed out today. Looks like I got here just in time." "Good morning, Mr. Nelson," the children said. "Good morning, James, Elizabeth, Kathleen. I have a small gift for you," he said, handing a long brown tube to Kathleen. It looked like the cardboard tube from paper towels, only longer. "What is it?" asked Elizabeth. "Oh, you'll find out when you get to your new home," he told her. "You can open it there." "Thank you, Mr. Nelson," the children said. "Oh, you're welcome," he told them. "It's just a small thing, but I think you'll like it. Don't forget to find a place for lessons when you get to your new home. You all have great potential." "Safe travels." Mr. Nelson waved goodbye as the family loaded into the truck. "Goodbye, Mr. Nelson," the children said, waving out the windows. "Thank you for everything." "You're welcome," he said, waving back as the truck slowly pulled out of the park. "Okay, kiddos, one more stop before we get to our new home," Daddy said over his shoulder. "Where to now?" asked Kathleen. "Smack dab in the middle of South Carolina," Daddy said. "Columbia. It's the state capital, home of the Gamecocks. But you know what it's really known for?" "What, Daddy?" "Hot. Being really, really hot," he said. "I bet we won't need a sweater or jacket the whole time we're there." "I can't wait," yelled out Elizabeth. "I like it when it's hot." "We'll be staying in a small campground just outside of Columbia, so sit back and relax," he told the children. "We have about 6 hours." 6 hours is a pretty long time on the road. The family stopped a couple of times for breaks. And then, when they were close to the South Carolina state line, Daddy pulled into another truck stop, and they had the best fried chicken and fried green tomatoes. The children first cringed at the idea of eating green tomatoes until they ate one, and then they couldn't get enough of them. They even fought over who was going to get the last fried green tomato. But the argument didn't last long. Mommy cut the green tomato into 3 wedges, just like a pizza. Lunch was finished off with delicious peach ice cream. And Daddy was right. Truck stops had the best food. The family headed back to the truck with full bellies. The rest of the ride, the children colored. They played I Spy and Punch Buggy. They sang songs and made up stories. The time passed quickly, and soon Daddy began singing. "Here we go! Here we go!" He was getting off the highway and turning into another campground. Welcome to the Saluda River Resort. Ah, a river and a resort, said Kathleen. I'll bet they have a lot to do here. Yeah, it's too bit bad that it's October and it's getting cold, said Elizabeth. I wouldn't be too sure about that, Daddy told them, rolling down the windows. My thermometer reads it's 85 degrees outside. 85 degrees, yelled James, sticking his head out the window. That's summer weather. I know, I told you that this area is famous for being hot, Daddy answered. Now you get to experience it. He parked in front of the gate and checked in while the family waited patiently to see what this campground had in store for them. We're in site number 5, right near the river, Daddy told them, getting back in the truck. He pulled into the park and drove along the edge of the campground, passing a camp store, a swimming pool, and several playgrounds. All of the campsites were full. This looks like a really nice campground, Daddy, Elizabeth said. It does. Look at all the kids, Kathleen agreed. I hope we have nice neighbors with a bunch of kids to play with. I'm sure you'll have plenty of children to play with, Mommy said, looking out the window. Here we are, Daddy said, backing into their site. It butted up to the river and had a fire ring and a picnic table. It was a really nice site. It was even nicer when the children saw children playing in this site next to theirs. 2, as a matter of fact, a boy and a girl. Hi, said the little boy as they got out of the truck. My name's Robbie, and this is my sister Chloe. Welcome to the neighborhood. Hi, James answered. My name is James. These are my sisters, Kathleen and Elizabeth. Hello, I'm Mr. Halloway. Thanks for the welcome, Daddy said. We're going to set up now. How about you and your parents stop by in about an hour and we can get acquainted? Okay, Robbie said. I'll go tell my mommy and daddy. Come on, Chloe. We don't want to get in the way. The children ran to their campsite. They had new neighbors and they were very excited too. The Halloway family got busy setting up, and even though they had a perfectly good fire ring, James didn't bother looking for kindling. There'd be no fire tonight. It was really warm. And Daddy was right. This area was certainly warm, even for October. Hello, Mr. Halloway, Robbie called out. I brought my parents like you said. This is my mommy. Her name is Sunny. And my daddy. His name is Rob Richland, like me. You already met my sister Chloe. Hello, Daddy said, extending his hand out to Robbie's daddy. Pleased to meet you. This is my wife, Joan. Thanks for stopping by. We love meeting new people. The Halloways and the Richlands sat together, getting to know each other. They decided to walk around the campground together to see what there was to see what there was to do. The Richland family had just gotten to the campground as well. They walked along the road and passed several playgrounds and the pool and then ended at the camp store. Hey, look at this, Chloe said, pointing to a flyer at the camp store door. Oh, it's a tubing trip, Kathleen said. What is the Saluda River? The Saluda is a river that cuts through Columbia, Mrs. Richland said. Looks like this could be a lot of fun. Can we do it, Daddy? Can we? Asked Elizabeth. I think it does look like a lot of fun, he said. It might be fun to go with our new friends. What do you think, Rob? It does sound like a lot of fun, he answered. It's something we've always wanted to do. Let's go inside and find out more. Once inside, Mr. Richland and Daddy rented tubes for their families and signed up for the tubing trip the next morning. This is going to be great, Daddy told them. Mr. Richland and I are going to set this up so we can ride down the Saluda River together. Yay! The children cried out. How about we head back to the campsite and have some dinner, Mommy said. You're more than welcome to join us, Sonny. Well, thanks. We'd like that, Mrs. Richland said. We were going to have burgers tonight. I'll bring them over." So for the first night at the Saluda River Resort, the Richland family and the Halloway family grilled burgers and Mommy's famous corn on the cob and shared dinner together. "It's so nice meeting new people," Mommy said. "I agree," Mrs. Richland said. "We always meet great people when we're camping. I'm so glad you're our neighbors." "I can't wait for tomorrow," Robbie said. "Have you ever been tubing, James?" "We did a little tubing, but never down a river. Hey, Daddy, are we going to be tubing with Chloe and Robbie?" "Oh, Mr. Richland and I have a great idea," he answered. "Wait and see. This will be the best tubing trip ever." The children were very excited to find out what their daddies had in store for them tubing down the Saluda River. "Before we turn in for the night, how about some ice cream?" Mommy asked. "I bought some peach ice cream when we stopped in Georgia." "Yay!" the children cried out. After ice cream, the family said goodnight. It was going to be a busy and exciting day tomorrow, and even though the children were so excited, they fell asleep quickly in anticipation of their newest adventure. "Hop to it!" Daddy yelled into the children's bedroom. "We have breakfast ready. Get your bathing suits on. It's going to be another hot one today." "This is going to be awesome," Kathleen yelled. "Come on, Elizabeth, get up." The children changed into their bathing suits and threw on some shorts and t-shirts. Mommy had made breakfast burrito wraps for breakfast, and they were fantastically delicious. Tap, tap, tap. James ran to the door. "Hi, Robbie. Hi, are y'all ready?" "Yep, Daddy sent me over to see if you're ready." "Are we ready, Daddy?" asked James over his shoulder. "Yes, we are." Mommy grabbed a picnic basket and some towels, and the Halloways met the Richland family outside. They walked to the river and collected their tubes and life jackets for the day's adventure. Daddy and Mr. Richland began the task of tying the tubes together, and when they were done, the Halloway family had 6 tubes tied together, one in the center for the towels and picnic basket, and one for Mommy, Daddy, Kathleen, Elizabeth, and James. And the Richland family had 5 tubes tied together, one in the center for their towels and picnic basket, and one for Mr. Richland, Mrs. Richland, Chloe, and Robbie. Mr. Richland and Daddy helped everyone into their tubes, and then the floating began. Daddy threw a rope to Mr. Richland, and the 2 families floated down together, down the Saluda River. It was smooth sailing in the beginning of the trip, but then the river got a little faster, and the families separated. Faster and faster they floated. Round and round they went. The Richland family spun and spun. It looked like they were out of control. "Help!" yelled out Chloe. "We're spinning too fast." "Ah!" yelled out Robbie. "We're going too fast. Hang on, Mommy." Daddy grabbed an extra rope from the center inner tube and tossed it toward the Richlands' runaway tube mobile. Mr. Richland caught it and pulled their tubes closer to the Halloways. That's how strong he was. "Woo!" Daddy said. "That was close. We better secure ourselves tighter together." Daddy and Mr. Richland tied their tubes together, and now it was 11 tubes tied together. The river finally slowed a little bit, and they floated gently the rest of the way down the river into Columbia. Mommy and Mrs. Richland opened the picnic baskets, and the families ate ham and cheese sandwiches with chips as they passed under the Gervais Street Bridge. There were people on the bridge waving and waving, and Kathleen, Elizabeth, James, Chloe, and Robbie waved back. "Hi, hi." It was a beautiful day to be floating on the Saluda River, eating lunch with family and friends. especially new friends. I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. I love this story. I can't wait until next week to find out what's going to happen. How's it going to be in their new home? Don't forget to share my stories. Thanks so much for stopping in tonight. Mwah.